the focus of our questions basically are intended for a magazine in the UK, where you have tens of thousands of readers who are actually interested, very interested in spirituality, and they've probably never heard of or never seen anything about Kabbalah. Maybe they've heard just a word, maybe they've met someone who's studying it, but I'm not taking for granted that they know what it is. So I want to start from scratch to introduce the readers to what is Kabbalah, the way you can define it specifically, not the maybe the Madonna type of Kabbalah, but what we're studying at Mishkan Hakavana.
So we can well, a lot of ink was spilled on trying to define what is Kabbalah. There is a definition by Baal Sulam that actually describe, one can say, the body of knowledge, if one can call it that way, which is Kabbalah. First, we need to understand what is the purpose of Kabbalah. The purpose of Kabbalah is actually to prepare human beings or human spirits to be able to be the soundboard, the vessel in which the godliness of the Creator can reveal itself. So there's many things to be understood from it. So it means that Kabbalah is not a body of knowledge lying there, kept sort of hidden from us. It's something that is alive, and it has in it more the sense of a calling, a wake-up call for all humanity to understand what they are, meaning to be able to define their identity, not as primary their ego or their personality or their wish for their well-being or their wish to fulfill themselves. It as well suggests that meaning cannot be obtained unless you have a definition of self in regard to the Creator. So there is no meaning to Kabbalah to someone who is not searching or something was not awakened in him in regard to actually the question, what is my place in this life, and actually what I need to serve. When we say godliness, we're not speaking about the perception of what people think about God. We're speaking about godliness is a question. The core of it is a question: who actually put all those things, all those creatures and even mountains, galaxies there, and for what purpose? So if a person actually is satisfied with the way he is able to perceive the world, Kabbalah does not offer or cannot offer him anything, because there's no need in him to reveal the plan or the question. So the question, which is called godliness, is the means to discover the meaning of the plan of the Creator and our place in it. So when we look at Kabbalah, or what we see is a consequence of cause and result, or cause and consequences that are all interweaved together to one sublime purpose, which is to reveal godliness. But we have to first, in order to understand godliness, we have to identify something godly in ourselves. And we cannot discover anything godly in ourselves unless we see it in the face of another. So it actually, one can say that it is a power of unifying all human beings to one purpose that will discover together the plan or the wish or the will of the Creator to bestow goodness to his creature, and how they can, the godliness is the part that enables that to come out from its potentiality to an actuality. So we can ask, well, can't God actualize it? No, the part of the human is to act as the meaning giver or the agent that actually can actualize it in itself, in him or herself. Okay. So one can say, though it's a description of sphirot and faces, partsufim, and worlds of things that are not revealed to us yet, it speaks about how this study and the process of it and the way of life with it can make us a place that can receive it. Yeah. So, though our aim is to be able to bestow, first we need to be able to receive in order to bestow. So Kabbalah in its nature speaks about reception. How with this way of feeling, thinking, we can become the receptor or the allowance of the revelation of the meaning and the intention of creation to become a reality. Yes. I don't know if it's easier.
Well, I think it's going to maybe possibly spark a few searchers on the way. And there's probably 1,000 questions and millions of questions we can ask about, this is the beginning of a conversation. But the interview would like to focus on the male and female part of how Kabbalah is saying what is female, what is male. There are, a lot of women attracted to spirituality. There are a lot of women coming to power in all kinds of places. We see the female part, female power rising up. And I'm wondering what Kabbalah says about the female part and the male part.
Well, as we start, we can say that the relationship between the creator, or what we call the creator, and the createe is a relationship between female and male. It means the whole thing is a relationship between vessel and light. So the light is the ability to bestow, but it needs to find one can say a place that can receive it, so it could reveal its nature of bestowal. So the primal female and male is the relationship between the creator and the createe. This is why, since Kabbalah is dealing with how human being can be a good female to God, meaning a good recipient, but the recipient part has to incorporate in itself the light, which is the nature of bestowal. So what we're looking at is how those natures of bestowal and reception can actually come together, how they can become partners to allow a different expression of intention or expression of reality. Okay? So this is the baseline of it. So if there is a sensitivity of being able to feel, which is actually the definition of a vessel or reception, is the ability to feel the higher. So if there is human beings with this sensitivity of being able to feel the higher or to feel the creator, or human being with a sensitivity that they lack the ability to feel the creator, and they want to actually acquire this ability, not for themselves, but for all humanity. It means that this sensitivity, it doesn't matter if it's in a man or in a woman, if it exists, it's actually coming into power, because this is the time that there is an accumulation of pressure to evolve the human being as a vessel that is able to feel the plan. Okay, so I know that the bottom line is how we can use it in our relationship between men and women, but it does not speak about this. It speaks about the fact that each specimen of female and male actually need to enact together. So if they have any kind of commitment to each other, the commitment is called Shechina Benehem, meaning in between them. It's not in them, what they need to serve or what can actually be present in between them, in between their intention, is what is called Shechina, meaning a dwelling place for the higher. So it is to do as well with the inner part of each one, which has this masculine and feminine part, or the reception and the bestowal part, and to find in it a third vector, which is a place for something that is not itself, something that is to do with serving the possibility of something higher to reveal itself. So what can we learn with first that the sensitivity of being able first to feel, or the need to feel the higher and the meaning of our life through understanding the plan of the higher, is one aspect, which is more to do with sensitivity of the female, or what is considered the reception. Yeah? And the other one is that the whole purpose of creation is to reveal his action, his name is appellation. But it can actually reveal itself by its original vessel. And the original vessel is to do with Malchut, is to do with the female aspect, the ability to feel. So it seems that sensitivity will come more into power, because the aim or the purpose of creation is to reform it in such a way so it could actually fulfill its one can say, yeah, fulfill its destiny by gaining a new identity, yeah. By being able to actually identify and define itself, not losing itself in the huge light or in the nature of light, but standing there with the light, being able to feel and yet not losing its identity. So if we look at the struggle of women coming in front, it depends very much which strategy they will adopt. If it will be by destroying the identity of that which they need to cooperate with, they actually copy paste the same cruelty that has done towards them. But if they see that this sensitivity actually demand cooperation and acknowledgement of the other nature into something that works in unison, this will be the test of allowing this female sensitivity to come into power.